Look at this man. That sharp gaze, that stubborn face. It looks like he was born to bend the world to his will. And, in a way, he was. Henry Ford did not come for money. He did not grow up in comfort. He did not have elite education, powerful connections, or a polished background. He was the son of a farmer raised in hard labor, who somehow went on to build one of the most important companies in history and change how the entire modern world moves. Henry Ford was born in 1863 on a farm in Michigan, the eldest of 6 children in a strict immigrant family. His childhood was not glamorous. It was repetitive, exhausting, and physical. From morning to night, he was surrounded by the same kind of labor every farmer's son knew too well: chopping wood, feeding animals, hauling water, repairing tools, and doing everything by hand. For many boys, that life would have been normal. For Ford, it became unbearable. He hated the endless manual work. He hated the idea that his future might look exactly like his father's future, and his father's father's future before him. Farm life was a cycle, and Ford wanted out. When he was 12, his father gave him a pocket watch. That gift changed everything. Ford opened it, studied every tiny gear, every spring, every moving part, and became fascinated by the logic of mechanical systems. A watch was not just a watch to him. It was proof that many small parts, working together with precision, could create something powerful, elegant, and reliable. That image stayed with him for life. At one point, he even left the farm and went to Detroit to learn how machines worked. Detroit in the 1880s was becoming the industrial center of America, full of factories, engines, and mechanical ambition. Ford worked in workshops, on wagon lines, and in repair shops. He learned by doing. He experimented. He improved things. Ford never trusted experts just because they were experts. In fact, he often preferred energetic outsiders, self-taught people, and practical thinkers over polished specialists. He believed a person with drive and common sense could outperform a room full of highly educated people who only knew how to explain why something could not be done. Back on the farm, Ford found something else that would shape his life: Clara Bryant. She would become his wife, his emotional anchor, and one of the few people who always believed in him. Their relationship mattered because Ford was not only building machines, he was building a life. Clara gave him stability while he chased impossible ideas. His first serious breakthrough came when he built a gasoline-powered machine that could help farmers with the brutal labor of grain processing. That invention brought him to the attention of Thomas Edison, who saw Ford's talent immediately. Edison encouraged him, supported him, and recognized that this young mechanic was not just a tinkerer. He was a man with the potential to change an industry. Ford worked for Edison for a while, but he was never built to stay inside someone else's system for long. His real dream was bigger. He wanted to build a car for ordinary people. At the time, automobiles were expensive, unreliable, and mostly toys for the rich. Ford looked at that market and saw not luxury, but waste. His early attempts failed. He tried, he lost, he regrouped, and he tried again. Ford's career was not a straight line. It was a sequence of experiments, collapses, revisions, and returns. He was the kind of person who could fail publicly and come back more determined than before. In 1903, he finally founded Ford Motor Company. That was the real beginning of the empire. But even then, the battle was far from over. Investors wanted luxury cars. Ford wanted cheap cars. Experts wanted to protect the old industry. Ford wanted to destroy it and rebuild it from scratch. And then came the Ford T. That was the machine that changed history. The Model T was not just another automobile. It was a revolution in design, production, and scale. Ford simplified the car, standardized its parts, and made it possible to produce faster and cheaper than anyone else. The Model T became the first car that millions of ordinary people could realistically buy. Ford did not just sell transportation. He sold freedom. He sold mobility. He sold the idea that a farmer, a clerk, or a factory worker could own the same kind of machine that once belonged only to the wealth. Why? But the real secret was not only the car itself. It was the factory. Ford perfected the assembly line and transformed production into a rhythm of repeated tasks. Instead of making one worker build an entire car, he split the process into smaller steps, each repeated over and over. The result was astonishing. Production time dropped dramatically, output exploded, and the entire idea of modern manufacturing changed forever. He also paid his workers far more than most employers did, and he shortened the workday in ways that shocked the industrial world. On the surface, it looked generous, and in part it was. Better wages meant better workers, lower turnover, and more people who could actually afford the product they were making. Of course, Ford's version of progress came with a darker side. He was obsessive about discipline. He controlled the lives of workers. He enforced harsh rules. And while he improved the lives of many employees, he also made the factory environment deeply authoritarian. Ford helped create the age of the car. He helped shape the modern consumer economy. He made mass production one of the defining features of the 20th century. He turned industrial engineering into a social force. In the end, Henry Ford was more than a car maker. He was a system builder. He was a mechanical thinker. He was a man who looked at the world and asked not what exists, but what could exist if we made it simpler, faster, and available to everyone.